the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
They either make it to Tennessee, or if they do make it to Tennessee, then I don't know that they stick it out at Tennessee. So they're not going to completely go away, but I think it's going to be very, very rare for sure.
Well, speaking of Lipscomb and Hunter Inslee and those guys, I mean, who do you think is this year's Trey Lipscomb, Hunter Inslee, guys who's been in the program for a while now? Is it Colby Backus? Is it Reese Chapman? Who are the obvious candidates to break out in 2025 as someone who's been in the program for a while that just hasn't got that big time opportunity that they might be in line for this spring?
Yeah, to me, it's Reese Chapman. It's Reese Chapman. It's Dalton Bargo, Cannon Peebles, and I realize that they're in their second year at Tennessee, but they're in their third year playing college baseball because they transferred after their freshman year at their previous schools. Those three, and you can throw Colby Backus in there as well. And I mean, I would right now, if I was writing out a lineup projection, I would put Backus out in the outfield, probably in left, with Inslee and Chapman next to him in center and right. I think he'll at least be the opening day left fielder, and they trust him defensively. For Backus, it's all about, can he consistently hit, and he can hit fastballs, but can he hit the breaking ball? That's what's usually gotten him in trouble, and what's led to him not maintaining a role or winning a role. And he'll have Jay Abernathy nipping at his heels. He'll have Levi Clark, who signed as a catcher, could play first, could be the DH. He's been out in left field some as well. They're just trying to find a spot for him to
Where
get in.
Where do you think he's most comfortable?
I would say catcher, but right now they're trying to just get him on the field in any way possible, because
you got Stone Lawless there too, right? Like, it's kind of crowded at catcher a little bit.
Very, very crowded. Because everybody thinks Stone's going to be catching. Stone will catch, but like Cannon Peebles is your starting catcher and going to catch the majority of the time. He's had a nice fall as well. I've seen him last week. He took Doyle, who I raved about earlier. He took him deep to left center off the top of the porches in left center. And Peebles hit a home run yesterday or the day before. All the scrimmages are starting to run together now. But Peebles has looked good, and they like Peebles. They think he's in a better mindset coming into this year. He's really hard on himself. He still is hard on himself, but too hard on himself, just too emotional, overreacting to failure, and they needed him to settle down in that regard. And I think he's matured a lot. So Peebles is going to catch the majority of the time, but Stone's going to play a lot because he's one of your best bats. It's just a matter of he'll catch every now and then to give Peebles a break. But I think
could he lead in DH opportunities?
DH first as well. So Levi is he's obviously got some older catchers in front of him, but he could, very similar to Stone, can catch, play first, DH obviously. And then he's a little more fleet of foot, so you can stick him out in left field and it not be foreign to him or just look completely out of place. And it's not all that hard to play left field in Lindsey Nelson Stadium, if we're being honest. So they're just trying to get his bat in the lineup. But those guys that are going to be the next Kavares Tears, Trey Lipscomb, I think it's those older guys who have not solidified a role up until this point in their college career. Colby Backus, Reese Chapman, who he hit one last week, that parking lot out behind right field. I think I was sitting in the left field corner, so I didn't see exactly where it landed, but I would guess it landed in the back of that parking lot right before the frats. I mean, he absolutely demolished the baseball. He's looked good this fall, has hit the ball really well. Stone's looked good, or Peebles has looked good. Bargo looked good to start. He's out right now. He's dealing with a couple of broken fingers that he took from a foul tip while catching. So that's unfortunate that he's going to miss some time here because he needs reps as well. But those are the four guys that I look at as being those breakout guys, those great stories of waiting their turn, developing, and then bursting onto the scene. And if I had to put my money on somebody, it would be Reese Chapman to make the most noise out of that core group of guys.
I love it. Final baseball thing. We'll transition here. Two-parter here for you. Where do you think Andrew Fischer is ultimately going to play every day? Because the bat, like you said, it's just he's going to rake Lindsey Nelson. And like I guess this is kind of like the other part of this is like how much better, or how much would you compare where he's at third base to where Billy Amick was when he came in a year ago? Because I think that's going to be the comps with a lot of Tennessee baseball fans, is when him coming in here from Ole Miss and Billy could hit, and then there was the third base questions, and it didn't matter. Tennessee won a title with Billy Amick at third. I wonder if that's the recipe there is you need to see it for a while first before you go away from that, is part one I'm curious about for you, Ben. And then part two, you have Liam on Friday.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.